Twitch has a big problem.
This could have severe and significant ramifications to the entire platform.
What a hype.
I am pretty frustrated with Dan.
Twitch has a dedicated viewer bot team. So
what? He's shocked about this. I need to start doing a motivational highlight compilation in some of my videos. What am I doing? I'm doing this all wrong. Guys, let's not pretend that you guys didn't know Twitch had a fucking Viewbot team. No, not that Twitch themselves have Viewbots. They have a Viewbot team. They pay a dedicated group of individuals to help against Viewbots that they openly know about and allow on the platform.
RayJ is a streamer. I think he's also a rapper. I think he's pretty popular. I'm not sure, but he seems to have a big following. And he started to stream on.
I think he got into videos as well, didn't he, Chat? Didn't he make some kind of big video years ago?
On Twitch, I think T-Pain helped set him up. And then he overnight went from like a few hundred viewers to like 7,000 to 8,000. And you can look on his records, like it's obvious.
Yeah,
so people started calling him out on it. The difference between what he has done and people in the past is he basically looked right in the camera and said, yeah, I'm viewbotting. Everyone does it. I admit to doing it.
The whole summary was like this idea of like, if you can take your money and double your money by paying to get ahead, why would you not do that? And you just continue to call everybody dumb as fuck, basically, for not taking advantage of the same thing himself. Basically saying that he can take, for example, $10,000 invested into botting and making himself look bigger on the platform, and he'll make $20,000 in return for it. Because that is actually the case. Like, you could just Viewbot over there and you just get paid ads. They have a team over there, but they don't even have like the system in place to combat this shit. By the way, guys, just want to remind you, Twitch is 17 years old. Just saying.
It's legal, so I'd be dumb not to do it.
Oh, RayJ like Kai said, nah, he got 80,000 people in this shit. Don't go, yo, he Viewbotting. So what? It's
the math was not mathing in that clip. Yeah.
Remember, whatever's legal, you should do.
You wouldn't get in trouble for that. You only get in trouble if you blatantly get caught. They would have to catch him in the app on stream, because the way the system is built, anybody could come along right now and Viewbot my Twitch and Kickstream. Anybody else can do that. They have to catch you in the act.
If you can legally purchase and flip your money, that's what this platform is for.
Now, that puts this directly in Twitch's lap. Twitch now has to decide.
It's already been there.
Be cool with Viewbotting, or are you going to actually enforce it? Because here's a little known fact. No one really gets ever banned or temp banned for Viewbotting ever. It doesn't happen.
We just seen it happen recently with that girl that had it on her screen. She was, again, Viewbotting herself, 20 viewers. But they say all the time that they're doing all this shit to combat Viewbots and they're banning people. No, they're not. There is large accounts that have been exposed for doing the embed Viewbotting, and they still exist. Dan knows about this. Dan has acknowledged this in conversation before. Yes, we are aware of this shit. They have the evidence, the proof, and they just continue to let them exist. Because lo and behold, more numbers on the website makes them look good.
it hasn't happened yet.
So if this was something that was done to him, it would be one of the first times it's been done. All the worst Viewbotters have left the platform in fear of things happening, not because things have actually happened to them. So,
I argue against that. I think a lot of Viewbotters have left the platform because they can make more money botting on other places. There's still a fuck ton of Viewbotters on the platform. And they didn't leave out of the fear of what could potentially happen to them. They're just there.
This is a big thing. Now, Twitch has clearly in the past said language that has led us to think it's not okay.
We've been monitoring the rise of fake engagement on Twitch and have identified 7.5 million accounts that would break our TOS by follow botting and Viewbotting. We are taking action on these accounts and appreciate all of the reports about this issue.
Dan Clancy specifically has made public statements saying that he is not okay with it, which is why everyone is a little confused about why this is happening, especially considering that Dan Clancy welcomed RayJ onto the platform. So, which makes this a little bit more tumultuous. So anyway, that's where we are. And the part that already makes this a really shitty situation is the fact that it's already been way too long that Twitch has been quiet about it.
Yeah.
This happened days ago and nothing has been done. And, people are putting up tweets. Other people are sending.
Yeah, Gathalion, it's good to point out Gathalion. Gathalion has been arguing this for years. And the reason why Twitch isn't saying anything is because of like how I responded about this graph right here. Twitch doesn't say anything because as long as they don't address it and they just keep going, it doesn't matter because the fucking people are going to continue to stream on Twitch. You know, I love Gathalion. He still streams on Twitch. Zach Bussy constantly complains about Twitch. He still streams there. The only way you're going to combat and make an actual stance on Twitch and say, we don't stand for this. You take your genuine audience and you move them off the site.
I hate to say it, but if this may be a very big turning point on Twitch, because if nothing gets done to RayJ, it's just going to start happening everywhere. There's no reason it won't.
It's already started.
No reason. He literally did the only thing that you can't do to actually get banned, and that is actually admitting without like on stream recorded that you are doing it. The reason no one's ever been banned for Viewbots before now is because nobody's been that way. I was about to say that dumb, but I'm not going to say that dumb because RayJ's a new streamer, and it is very clear that this isn't a him being dumb thing. He fully believes. He just started bursting onto the scene, and he's like, everyone's doing this, I'm doing it too. Like,
yeah, he believes it's a part of the Twitch culture because it is. Because a lot of people, I wonder if like Co has to understand how many people are viewbotting on Twitch. How many people are viewbotting and how many people are getting viewbotted and they don't even know they're getting viewbotted. He has to. I can't believe that he doesn't understand that.
Someone, and if no one stops him, he's kind of right, which is what's crazy about this whole situation.
Well, someone
right,
told him that everyone is doing it. It makes you think, who else has done this, right? Like, who else has done this?
They really have like no idea. Motherfuckers like Trainwreck and them, I guess they just think that like it's conspiracy theory. They've been saying this forever. Some of these guys, like that were in the screenshot, they've been saying this forever. So many people get away with viewbotting on that platform. So many people, so many agencies get away with viewbotting too. I actually don't think they're playing dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
Ron, who used to work at Twitch, I don't think he no longer does, but he said himself, it has happened. If Twitch had proof, I myself banned a lot of channels. We had a lot of channels that admitted or even showed the dashboard of the bots, and Twitch suspended the channels. So he himself
but those are people who admitted it.
Yeah.
Yes. Out of curiosity, has there ever been a case of somebody getting banned for viewbotting that has not admitted it? Like
yeah,
instance,
I don't. Well,
I have 100,000 viewers, but I'm not doing this. As far as I knew, no one had ever been hit for that. And if that's different, I would love to get informed on that.
This is former Twitch employee, so he's no longer representing Twitch. He's representing himself. So I don't want. If he doesn't answer, he doesn't answer. But it's the type of thing where you start to wonder, like, well, someone told him that it is the common thing. It is the normal thing, right? So who knows? You start to wonder, like, well, who else is doing it, right? Like, who told him that? Who is he going to drop names? Like, you start thinking, are there other big channels that do this?
If they don't go after that, why would they do anything? Like, why would they even spend resources to try to combat that if they don't care if people do it? And I think this situation is going to start showing, like, maybe they just don't care. Maybe that ship has sailed at Twitch and they just no longer care. Maybe it's all metrics over everything. They don't care if it comes from bots.
Dude, Devin Nash was making videos about this 5 years ago, saying that advertisers were pulling out because they were realizing the amount of fucking view bots on the platform, the amount of inflated fucking metrics. They're paying for campaigns based on one number, but there was no data proving that number actually fucking existed as a return.
But you know, it's whatever they got to do. They got to do say something.
So
I had dinner with me and Dan Clancy, talked about this issue at length, and that was
would you have dinner with
2
Dan?
years ago. That was when that big push happened initially.
Yeah,
that kind of like started the whole thing. And then, unfortunately, after that, it completely died.
Publicity.
It was like that initiative disappeared. There was supposed to be a whole bunch of follow-up stuff to that just never happened. And now here we are. The biggest thing that I'm most concerned about is it's like this could have severe and significant ramifications to the
It already has.
I am pretty frustrated with Dan. Like I am using your platform as a contractor level.
Yeah.
You are not being more responsible.
The reason why he should be mad at Dan, it's not the actual issue in itself. It is that Dan uses this as a way to publicly come out and make it seem like he's doing good things for the platform and he's doing a really good job there. This is what we're doing. And they're doing nothing about it because it's just going to discredit the platform even more.
In making sure the people that give you money for advertisements know that those numbers are real numbers.
Of course they're not going to do that.
I'm pretty frustrated at him for not doing his job properly.
Of course they're not going to do that.
And making sure that that's public knowledge.
Sure.
And
if you have a 20-30% boost on metrics on the platform and you can get better deals from that, are you seriously, you think Dan is going to just say, hey, by the way, like 20% of our numbers are inflated by Viewbots. So only give us money based on what our real number is. Of course, Dan is never going to do that.
If he doesn't do this, every single streamer on this platform should be very frustrated with him in that position doing.
They should be frustrated with him about that and many others.
This is a big deal. Like if viewbotting gets allowed on this platform, like every current metric, like River, all the big data stuff, it all goes off public information. All of that becomes garbage if it's just flooded with fake numbers all the time. So it becomes impossible to track. Like for anything, everything loses value when you can't. Yep. There's no. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous if that actually does not, if nothing gets done about it. Yeah, you kill the platform for advertising. You kill the platform completely if advertisers.
I mean, they're doing that themselves.
I'm gonna bring up something here though, because I was just saying there, I was like, I'm frustrated. Dan isn't saying anything. I'm mad at him for not addressing it. But then that led me to think, what if he can't say anything about it? Because what if Twitch can't do anything about it? What if Twitch doesn't have effective tools for identifying and stopping viewbots?
Okay, so we had the ability to converse with somebody that owns one of these sites before. And they said, point blank, what Twitch does over there and what they could do are two different things. That essentially they could be doing things, but they said that it is actually the easiest platform to run their bots on. And they get most of their customers on Twitch because of the fact that Twitch does nothing, that they don't invest into stopping it. They say they do. They say they're handling things, but the very person running one of these sites that makes a lot of fucking money off of viewbotting people specifically said Twitch does less, as a 17-year-old company, does less than even what Kick does. That Kick even is going out of their way, which in their opinion was just a waste of money. They said there's no way of combating the viewbots. So essentially, Kick's just wasting their money because they're just blowing their money. They'll just find a workaround. Their words, by the way, their words.
Ron made some more, I think, noteworthy comments in the chat. He said, Twitch has been doing a lot against bot for years. A lot of bots are filtered out, but many aren't. It's just the classic cat and mouse game.
Yeah,
we always had a bot.
You're not going to beat it.
We could type in the channel. It would show exactly how many bots were in that channel and where they came from. Twitch has a dedicated viewer bot team.
Yeah.
So
nobody believed Kick when they launched, and they said that hey, by the way, you guys have access to this. Like, we can see this. I've seen the graphs, by the way. So to think that Twitch doesn't have access at that. So understand that. Understand that. While everybody thinks it's like, man, they can't discover these things. Twitch on the back end can literally see, oh, yep, these are fake. That's fine. Just shh. Don't talk about it. It'll go away.
What? Wait, you're telling me they can?
Yeah, they can.
So at this point, there's no way they don't know about that situation.
Yeah, correct.
And maybe they're like having a conversation behind the scenes or something.
I can't believe these guys are just now finding out about this.
If they go up and ban him, you have to deal with the social clapback of that towards the platform.
Well, yeah, that, and it's also tough too, because the argument can always be had, I'm not doing it. Like, that person's not doing it. Somebody's doing it to them. And it's very valid. That happens all the time. Supporters will viewbot. Agencies will viewbot. I've heard of orgs viewbotting, trying to glorify this idea that they're doing super good, boosting the numbers. I've heard brands throughout the course of the last 10 years. Like, if a brand sponsors a stream or a group of streamers, we want to promote this product. Oh, next thing you know, for some reason, that stream's doing really good that day. Must be a really good product. Yeah, agencies are notorious for doing this.
And that might be even worse than a couple of disgruntled streamers.
You think that there would have been a big social pushback if Twitch had banned somebody who admitted to viewbotting on stream?
Yeah.
After all the other bans that go on all the time vacuously?
Yeah. People.
Yeah, take in mind, this is the around the same time RayJ coming out and saying that he just blatantly like, hey, just viewbot, is coming around the same time that TechZone got banned for calling somebody fat. Let that sink in for a second.
They're stupid.
If they really cared about that, they would have done something about their actual ban system years ago.
Bingo.
Because
they don't
it is
care.
a complete cluster that is messed up and has stories about it.
That's the problem. They don't care. They don't give a shit. This is the fucking issue. This is why I went off on that Zach Bussey post. The problem is all these individuals who have power, who are trying to do things the right way, they will continue to stream on Twitch. If you keep feeding the beast, it will keep fucking eating. The ability is in the individuals in itself that have openly helped grow the platform for years. You gotta leave. If you actually care, if you actually want to hold Twitch accountable, you gotta fucking leave the platform.
10 times a month. So the idea that would stop them in this regard is
that is a weak argument.
Ridiculous.
I agree with that. Yeah, it is a weak argument.
I don't know, man.
But I do think that it comes when it comes to big creators, Twitch has to handle big creators with kid gloves because of the clapback from their audience.
I mean, it's true.
Okay. I get like Kai, right? 100K. I get it. I think wasn't he averaging like 500 or so? This is like a classic like view botting to get ahead experience. This isn't like Drake coming to stream on the platform or Kai Cenat or something.
I see what you're saying. That he doesn't have that much of an audience.
So why would, especially in this case, if you had 15,000 people base and you bought it to 100, that's one thing. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it would line up here. But
that's not a one thing. That's still doing the same thing.
Thing is, like whatever Twitch is doing, I hope they're trying to be at least somewhat smart behind the scenes about it. Because from an outside layman, it looks like they're doing nothing and it looks terrible. So that's with the information I have, this looks incredibly not well managed and very unprofessional. End of story, though. I wish they were more transparent with all this stuff. I wish they were more plugged in with us.
Again, if they do this, they discredit themselves. So you have two options. Either A, they just pretend it doesn't exist. They pretend they have everything in place. People think, oh, they do a good job here. There's not issues here. Everybody points fingers at the other sites. Kick has view botting issues. Twitch is a pure fucking place. And then they get to sell ads on those inflated metrics. So you have that option. Option B, they openly say, hey, we have a problem here. We see a lot of people are doing it. Oh, by the way, advertisers, a large portion of our site is inflated. As a company, what are we going to do about it? Well, there's nothing we're going to do about it. What makes it look worse? The being openly transparent about it makes them look worse in every aspect. And Twitch notoriously is not going to try to appear to be doing bad. They are always going to take the world or the route of, let's just make it look like we're doing better than what we're actually doing.
Let's talk about the view botting, why we can't do it.
Good luck.
Like this needs to be more of a thing and not something that's just pushed under the rug like it is now.
It's not going to happen.
It's just festering. And like people don't get it.
It's been festering.
Nobody really knows what's going on or what's going to happen.
This is not a recent issue. This is not new shit. This has been going on for years. It happened during the Fortnite rise. It happened during the IRL rise. It happened during the pandemic. It has been going on for years. This is nothing new. They are aware. They've always been aware. As long as they keep the consistent rhythm of, shh, let's not talk about it. Let's bring in advertisers, even if we can lose advertisers, and let's just pretend nothing's happening. Because lo and behold, guess what everybody's going to continue to do? Everybody complaining about this on Twitch. They're going to still stream on Twitch. You're within complete control. It's not going to get solved.